What's going on, Raider Nation? You all ready for some live Q&A? Make sure you guys use that hashtag Raiders in the comment section below and get your questions featured. Also, always interact with me on IG and Twitter at MitchellRens365. And if you want your question for Chucky Heads Believe It Baby answered on screen, the easiest way to do it is to send me a super chat, or I'm also opening up my Venmo at MitchellRens365. Just saying. Robert, my man, got it in there quick. What's your prediction for record this season? You see us giving the Chiefs Chargers a run at the wild card this season, free agency and draft. I'm going to go with 9-7. Okay, I understand the Raiders have made a lot of moves, but they made a lot of moves on offense. We still have a lot of issues on defense, and I want to be very thoughtful for the Raiders. The only issue is hardest schedule in the NFL, plus the Chiefs, the Chargers, I still see them being as better overall teams. So again, I appreciate the question. If you want to get on the show, subscribe below, youtube.com/RaidersReport, and send in those super chats, baby. Looks like what? We got another one? Okay. Another one from Tom. Hey, Mitchell. You and Tom versus me and Mercedes. Tag team Royal Rumble. Loser buys first round of beers. I love Tom, but I would rather have Tom Cable drinking beers with me because my Tom here is actually not very good. Yeah, Tom, I love you, but come on. Until you do a beer challenge, that's the only way. Also, guys, 84 beers in 6 minutes. It's going to be on April 2nd, okay? April 2nd, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to drink 84 beers in 6 minutes. And also, just saying, I'm going to be giving away an Antonio Brown jersey. So, yeah, stay tuned. What else we got? Oh, we got another. George. Do Raiders draft Devin White if Allen and Bosa are gone? So, I think it's a big need, but one of the things that I've seen Paul Guenther say numerous times is the fact that he doesn't really like drafting linebackers early in the draft. And I love Devin White. For me, Devin White is a top 5 player, but I also don't think that he gets past 5. I think the Buccaneers will sweep him up. So I like Bosa. I love Allen. I'm really just kind of finger crossing that, my fingers crossed, it doesn't even make sense, that Kyle Murray gets drafted before the Raiders, because then we're either going to get Quinnen Williams, Bosa, or Allen. I like Devin White, but I personally don't see the Raiders taking him. Mark Martinez, what do we got here? What do we got, Mark? Crazy picture, but I appreciate it. I believe we sign Burfict and one more linebacker, then look at our draft for the edge, offensive guard, tight end, then cornerback. Follow my IG at I_den_B. Wow. Since you super chatted me, I will 100% give a follow back to everybody who super chats me. That's my offer to you. So, you think that they're going to sign Burfict. So, you would say Vontaze is a perfect fit with the Raiders. I'm going to give that one 0. Chucky, it's tuck, we'll tuck that. I love the picture, man. I'm going to see if I can do it. No, that was pretty bad. KC, what's going on? Sign Ajayi, re-sign Cook. Why do you want Ajayi? Tell me why. He's got bad knees. He's had 3 good games basically his entire career. And last year before he got hurt, he got hurt. And then he tore his ACL. Like, guys, I don't understand the love for Ajayi. He was behind one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I would much rather just re-sign Doug Martin, and y'all know how much I don't like Doug Martin, re-sign Marshawn Lynch, or, crazy idea, why don't we trade for Jordan Howard or draft a running back early? I don't want Ajayi. And then in terms of re-signing Jared Cook, if Jared Cook wants as much money as I think he's going to get, I don't know if I want to resign him. We have Tyrell Williams now. We have J.J. Nelson. We have Antonio Brown. Extreme Makeover Wide Receiver Edition featuring the Oakland Raiders, because that's what it's been. I love Jared Cook. He led the team last year. I get it. 896 receiving yards, 68 receptions, 6 touchdowns. I've said it numerous times that I wanted the Raiders to re-sign Jared Cook. Now with AB, Terrell Williams, and J.J. Nelson, I think we let Jared Cook go, unless he's going to come for like $7 or $8 million. And I just don't see that happening. Another super chat. Robert, $9, big baller alert. Hey, Mitch, do you agree that our best move is to trade out of the 4th, but early enough to draft middle linebacker, maybe at, 10th, while trying to end up with 5 picks in the top 50? I've said for a long time that I personally think that trading out of the 4 is the way to go. And I say it because I just don't see Josh Allen or Bosa there. If one of those 2 players are sitting there at 4, I don't want to trade the 4. I want to take one of those 2 players. But if they're gone, yeah, let's trade back. Let's get even more picks. I love the idea of even the Packers. I've seen some rumors about the Packers even potentially trading up to, I don't know, get a player that they potentially need, and maybe the Raiders go back to 32-12. Like, I've seen a bunch of different scenarios. I do at this juncture. If the Raiders can get more picks, that's what I'm all about. Leviticus. Did I say that right? I have no idea. It sounds like something I should have learned in history class. Thoughts on Jason Kabinda, ranked top 3 middle linebacker according to Pro Football Focus? No way. Jason Kabinda, top 3 middle linebacker according to Pro Football Focus. Like, I love Pro Football Focus. They do a great job. But they do too much shit based on just stats, not enough watching football games. I'm sorry, Jason Kabinda is good. He's not a top 3 middle linebacker in the NFL. Zero, maybe a top 3 middle linebacker on the Raiders, but definitely not in the NFL. Regardless, I much appreciate the super chat. Always good to see those rolling in. Sheets James. We just found James's burner account. Draft Josh Jacobs. So on my last Raiders report, I talked about the Raiders being interested in Josh Jacobs. He's my top-rated running back in the 2019 draft class, and he ran under a 4.6 40, which I think is a good sign for Jacobs considering his size. And I've seen some comparisons to Alvin Kamara, which I don't really like. And again, Jacobs isn't the type of running back who's going to blow up a combine. But Alvin Kamara also didn't blow up a combine. I like Josh Jacobs. He's a powerful running back. He's a north and south runner. And sometimes, I will admit, Alabama running backs scare me a little bit. I mean, go back and look at history. You know, just with Mark Ingram, he was okay, but he didn't live up to the hype. And trying to think, Derrick Henry, another running back. In terms, though, of the running backs from Alabama this year, I'll take Josh Jacobs over Damian Harris every day of the week. Cameron High, hashtag Raiders, using it, love it. Will Antonio Brown still be the best wide receiver in 2020? Is he still going to be the best receiver in 2019? That's what I'm going to ask you. So the Raiders' all-time receiving record is by Tim Brown in 1997 with 1,408 yards. Do y'all think he's going to have over or under 1,408 yards? I looked at the community poll that I put out on the Raiders Report channel, and most of you said over. I mean, the only issue with that is Derek Carr has thrown for 4,000 yards only one time. AB is a great receiver. 6 straight years of over 1,000 yards. But 1,408 yards, I don't know. And when I look at these other receivers like DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, they're in a little bit quarterback-friendly, more friendly offenses, you know? And it's one of those things, guys. I think AB is super talented, but best receiver in 2020? I don't know if I got the vision for that. Zach Graham, what's up? You almost threw up drinking 6 beers in 6 minutes. You will probably die if you drink 84 in 6 minutes. It's a risk I'm willing to take for Raider Nation. I am a man of my word, and I tweeted out, if Antonio Brown goes to the Raiders, I will drink 84 beers in 6 minutes. That will happen on April 2nd, which is a Tuesday, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I will drink 84 beers in 6 minutes. 4 Chucky heads, believe it, baby. Okay? Take a screenshot, Zach. Also, Zach, if you're not a loyal watcher, you need a picture, because it drives me nuts when I see a Z, because that doesn't look anything like you. Super chat. Tom, what up? Should we draft Devin White at 4 if Bosa and Allen are gone? I feel like this was already a question. However, Devin White at 4 if Bosa and Allen are gone. I feel like I already gave my answer on this one. Again, I mean, he's a solid linebacker, but I just don't see Paul Gunther in this defense really addressing the linebacker position that early in the draft. That being said, he is one of my top 5 players on my big board. Chris Rivera, much appreciated for the question. O-line in the first round again. I'm going to say no, just simply because I think that the Raiders have bigger defensive needs. They've really gone out and addressed the offense this free agency. Again, AB, Trent Brown, Tyrell Williams, J.J. Nelson. The defense, though, has been silent. I think the Raiders are smart if they go out and address the defense, the edge, the linebacker, corner. We need to build the defense, guys. It's bad. Ranked dead last year in points against. Bobby. Oh, Bobby, what you got for him? If the Raiders do, in fact, sign Burfict, do they still look to possibly draft a linebacker such as Devin Bush with 24 or 27? I would say yes, because I think Devin Bush, at this point, I would much rather have Devin Bush running sideline to sideline than Vontaze Burfict. Vontaze is a good linebacker. Vontaze, in my opinion, is built for the way the NFL was maybe like 10 years ago. Devin Bush is a new era linebacker running a 4.40. Yeah. Scott Norris, what you got? Marquise Brown to Raiders in first round. Antonio Brown's family influence takes his cousin under his wings. I would have been for Chucky Heads, believe it, baby, about this rumor, I'll say maybe a month ago. Then we got news about a Liz Frank injury. A small receiver with a Liz Frank injury scares the hell out of me. Now, I have been talking to a doctor on Twitter, and he's actually going to deep dive into the Marquise Brown injury for me. So when I get the results from that, I will 100% put that on the show because I want to know, just as bad as you, how that foot's looking. Jordan, King of the Jungle, what's up? What do we got? Who will be the punt/kick returner with both J.J. Nelson and Dwayne Harris? I know the roster. On the roster. I don't know. I'm going to go with Dwayne Harris just simply because Dwayne Harris is a reliable veteran, and they also just re-signed him. I think if they didn't want Dwayne Harris to be the punt returner/kick returner, they wouldn't have brought him back. Now, I like J.J. Nelson, but J.J. Nelson to me is going to be the third receiver who's going to stretch the field. That's his role, and Dwayne Harris is also one hell of a special teams player. Mercedes Renz, always good for a super chat and a great picture. Do you have a big board? I guess it depends if it's a hard or soft big board. But, yeah, I do. If you want a picture of my big board, hit me up on IG or Twitter at MitchellRens365. I'll give you my top 5. Austin! Avanaki. I have no idea. It's a cute dog, though. I definitely throw it a bone. Doing big things. Gonna make the postseason. I can feel it in my bones. Oh, boy. Don't show me your bones. Carr is about to shut the haters up. Okay. I hope so, because this is Derek Carr's prove-it year. I've also said that I think they're going to be 9-7, and as much as I want to say the Raiders are going to make the playoffs, until I see the draft picks, until I see how some of the things fold out, this one's still only 2 Chucky heads. But if the Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill, I may change my answer. Kazar 42, come out to San Diego, and we will tailgate in LA. I'll make you a deal. I will 100% bring the tailgate, and I'll bring a whole bunch of beers if you pay for my flight. Let me know. If anybody wants to pay for my flight, comment F in the comment section because then I'm coming to a city near you. Blake, Raiders trade a late pickle, okay, and Seth Roberts to the Bears for Jordan Howard. I don't know what you'd get for a pickle, but no, I'm kidding. I said originally that I think the Raiders could potentially trade a 4th or 5th. The only issue with that is that from what it sounds like right now, the Bears are looking for a 3rd. I don't know if I would do that. But Jordan Howard, the top 2 teams right now for Howard is what it seems, are the Eagles and the Raiders. It's a good question, though. Jordan, will Seth Roberts and Tom Cable still here? Well, I think that they should cut both of them. And I would rather get rid of Seth Roberts a little quicker rather than later. Like, am I the only one? Am I the only one that's super mind-blown that we cut Jordy Nelson after paying him $3 million, and yet we can cut Seth Roberts and save 4.65. Makes no sense to me. You guys know I suck at math, but that math to me makes no sense whatsoever. None. Cut Seth Roberts. Let's see some FCs in the comment section. I'm going to go over to YouTube. What do we got? Do I have any FCs? Better see a bunch of them. Get them flowing, because you guys know what I want. Fire Tom Cable. Arenas Mario, what do we got? Is AB going to a conference with weaker defenses? Yeah, because the Ravens, I think, are one of the best defensive teams in the NFL. The Browns now are a freaking powerhouse of a team, and Bengals, the Bengals are pretty bad. But again, I'll say that I still think the AFC North has better defenses than the AFC West. Just my opinion. Richard, first off, your caps are on. What do you think about the Joyner signing? I like LaMarcus, okay? I think he's a good player. I would much rather get the 2017 version than the 2018. But again, he's a smaller player who I think you could also see play cornerback. He can play safety. He's really dynamic, and I think that is the reason why the Raiders really ultimately wanted to go out and get him. Now, I don't think he's like Tyrann Mathieu, but he's maybe like, the Honey Badger 1B. I think it's a fair signing, but again, I do like the pick. What's an FC? Pigs 76. And FC is Fire Cable. Why? You should fire cable because it's too expensive, and you should subscribe to youtube.com/Raiders Report because FC, if you don't know what it is, you're not a subscriber. So do it. youtube.com/Raiders Report. And also, Tom Cable is absolutely terrible at his job, and he should be fired. Hire me instead. Inspiring. It's good to see you, buddy. Much love. Mitch, is Casey's defense a problem for us or no? I don't think so. I mean, Casey's defense is terrible, and I think it's only gotten worse. But at the end of the day, I think Kansas City looks across the field. They see Patrick Mahomes, who, and I know he sounds like Kermit the Frog, but the dude's unbelievable, and he's MVP for the reason. So their defense sucks, but they have arguably one of the best offenses in the NFL. Mark Cross-Eyed Martinez, how about a 5th round pick this year and a 2020 conditional pick for Jordan Howard, for Chucky Heads? Also, tuck rule on Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, tuck rule, tuck Stephen A. Smith. I hear you there. 5th round pick this year and a 2020 conditional. I don't see the Bears doing it. I understand he was a bad fit with Matt Nagy, but Jordan Howard, his first year, over 1,300 yards, only behind Zeke in 2016. In 2017, again, over 1,000 rushing yards. In this past year, 935 rushing yards. That kind of running back doesn't go for a 5th round pick. Dennis Jones, should the Raiders bring in Chris Long and Justin Houston? Justin Houston I would love, okay? I think if the Raiders can get him for about $8 million, I think it'd be a good, solid pickup. And I would love for Chris Long to end his career in Oakland. I mean, it would be super, super solid. I mean, we know with Howie, I just think $34 million. There's also not many dudes who I respect on the field and also a man-to-man more than Chris Long. Chris Long donated his entire check last year. His entire check. Chris, I'm just saying, if you want to save the Raiders a little bit of money, if you want to donate to me, it's at MitchellRed365. Angel or Angel, could be either. If Carr has a bad year in passing, do you think Gruden will trade or draft a quarterback next year? And if so, who do you think he will get as the new quarterback? The quarterback draft class is, I think, better than this year's draft class. But yeah, if Derek Carr does not perform this year, he's a goner in my opinion. It's only a $5 million cap hit if he can't perform. And again, you go out and get Tyrell Williams. You go out and get Antonio Brown. And then you get a speedster like J.J. Nelson. Mike Mayock has stayed true to his word. And I'm going to stay true to mine. If Derek Carr does not perform this year, he's a goner. Alexander Gomez. Raiders trade Derek Carr and a 7th round pick for Vikings Kirk Cousins if Carr doesn't play good. No. I don't really see that one happening, Alex. I appreciate the question, though. Hashtag NFL. You're on a different show. This one's hashtag Raiders, but at least you watch Chat Sports. I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BetDSI, for going to help with the best promo code on the internet. If you want to bet on the Raiders games next year, you want to bet on March Madness because it's coming up, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. You want to challenge me to March Madness? DM me on Twitter or Instagram at MitchellRens365. I'm going with the Dukies. Again, BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.